Well, hello folks, welcome to a supplemental edition of BikerElfSquirrel. As you've probably noticed, I'm not Ruth, so you're stuck with MrElfSquirrel today. You join me on the fabulous but slightly showery and dark overcast A34 heading north. I've been down south for the evening last night to go to a gig with my mate, and I'm just coming back up the road. But I thought I'd just clue you in as to why we've not had any videos out lately, or Ruth's not had any videos out lately. And that's just because there's quite a bit of stuff just going on in our life, and things to do at weekends, and Ruth's changing jobs, and it's just been challenging to get out. I think it's been challenging in Ruth's... Ooh, sunshine, that's lovely. I think it's been challenging in Ruth's head to actually get into the mindset of wanting to go out. Because she's got so much else on her plate. I've been out quite regularly, but then I use my bike to commute to work. And Ruth has been out, she's just not been feeling the love for putting the cameras on and sharing it with you guys. So apologies on her behalf for that. There will be more videos coming. It's just a question of life getting in the way at the moment. So yeah, bear with her, she'll be back soon. In the meantime, I'm going to rabbit on a bit, just to gauge whether anybody thinks that's of any interest to anybody. If it is, let me know in the comments. If it isn't, let me know in the comments. But whilst I'm on, actually, I just thought I'd address some of the questions which Ruth recently had in her comments about video and microphone setups. I'm assuming because people want to try doing something similar themselves. So just to kind of give you a lowdown, historically our helmets have been mic'd up with Rode Lavalier 2 microphones, which have been plugged into the back of a media mod on the front of the helmet here, on a GoPro Hero 10. You'll see that I don't have a media mod on my GoPro this morning, and that's because we've started to move away from the sort of cabled lavalier into the back of a media mod, and trialing DJI microphones, which are wireless. So in my helmet I actually have one of the DJI microphones, and I'll probably, if somebody's interested, I'll probably show you how I've done that at some point subsequent. But that's connected to an external sound recorder, which is a Zoom H4n, which is in the tank bag. So the receiver for the radio mic is in the tank bag along with the sound recorder. Which means that the audio you're hearing is from my helmet, it's not from the GoPros. So we've got two GoPro Hero 10s. One's obviously the one that's facing me, the other one's on my helmet, and we've also got an Insta360 1X2. Insta360 1X2. Although I don't have that on the bike today. This is a bit of a test, really. As far as I'm concerned, to see what the sound quality is like with these mics, whether or not it's better or worse or just slightly different from the fixed lavalier mics that we've been using previously. The lavaliers are a bit of a faff to fit inside the helmet because obviously it's a cable and then you've got to find somewhere on the internal padding to mount it, whereas the wireless system is, well, all I've done is arrowlight a magnet to the front of my helmet on the inside, and then it just clips to that, it just magnetically sits there. So means that you can take the microphone in and out very easily without having to keep sticking holes in the inside of the foam liner of your helmet. Interestingly though, you can see that today I've got TomTom app up on my phone, which is right in front of me. You know, I don't know, those sharp-eyed amongst you will probably see that the indicated speed on TomTom, which is GPS accurate, 70 miles an hour, but you'll see that my bike is set on cruise control and that it's indicating 74 miles an hour, and that means that the bike sort of sits between 74 and 73, which keeps me at a kind of constant 70. So when you see on my clocks it says 73 or 74, that's actually 70 miles an hour, and I think that's quite common amongst manufacturers. The speedos are always set a few percent out of the way. Bit chillier today, it's 7 degrees. It was 10 yesterday, but yeah, a little bit cool, but yeah. Heated seats on 1, heated grips on 2. Relatively toasty. But like they say, not really any such thing as bad weather, it's just inappropriate kit. And yeah, my kit does the job. It's kind of overcast day today. It's not the greatest of weather, but it's you know, it's dry. It's not horrendously cold, and well, any excuse to be out on the bike is good, really. Apologies, by the way, for the absolutely disgusting state of my motorcycle. It's filthy. Back when I first bought this bike, I wasn't using it to commute, and it was pristine. And now, this is my main mode of transport, up and down the road between Northamptonshire and Reading on a regular basis, and yeah, she's absolutely filthy. A proper good clean is overdue. I'm not convinced I have a great deal of chance of getting home dry. Looking a bit threatening up there. If I'm not rained on by the time I get home, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, here we go, that's the rain on now. Deep joy. I very nearly came down to Basingstoke yesterday in leather jacket and jeans, because it was quite a nice afternoon. But I'm glad I didn't now, because I'd have been wet and cold. Hopefully it's just a shower, but we'll see. Well, in fairness, it's not the very best weather for a motorcycle ride, but there we go. When a motorcycle is your main mode of transport and you want to go somewhere, you're kind of at the mercy of the weather, really. And the more you ride in different weather conditions, the more your confidence grows in your ability to ride in different weather conditions. I've ridden this in heavy fog, torrential rain, horizontal blizzards, and 4 inches of snow. What I would say is, if you do ever ride your bike in 4 inches of snow, make sure you try and give it a really good clean down afterwards. I made the mistake once of riding all the way back from Scotland, having been riding in 4 inches of snow, and when I got back I left the bike for a week before I cleaned it, and that was a mistake, because what happened was my brake pads corroded onto my brake discs, and though I managed to free them without too much issue, it did mean that my brake discs were pitted. I've since changed them, but yeah, salt and the sort of grit and things that they put on the roads when it's snowing, they just don't react well being left on a metal surface. I have a new front tyre for this bike. Just changed the rear one a little while back. I've gone for Road 6s, which are a Michelin tyre, and the rear is exceptional. It really is very confidence inspiring. Most of the, well, we're in the back half of February now, but most of the riding I've done since I changed the back tyre has been on sort of greasy, wet, horrible roads, and it's an awesome tyre. So the front is due for changing, and I've bought a Road 6 for that as well. I just need to get it changed, but I didn't want to change it until I tuned my front wheel, because the spokes were out of tension. They weren't the same tension all the way around, and it was causing a bit of a wobble in the front wheel, so that was a bit of a job, but we got there eventually. But now I've done that, I'll get the bike in for a new front tyre, and it's due an MOT in about 3 weeks time, so it'll be going in for that as well. But before all that happens, it's going to get a flaming good wash, because she's manky. Significantly quieter on this bike at 56-60 miles an hour than it is at 70 miles an hour. I don't know whether or not there's an appreciable difference in the sound quality at that speed, but If there is, I've just been rabbiting onto myself for no apparent reason for God knows how long. I'm quite prepared for people to go, yeah, get off Ruth's channel, that's not what we're interested in. And if that is what your viewpoint is, yeah, let us know in the comments and I'll shut up and bow out. But the reason that you're getting me today and not Ruth is because it's just to give you a bit of an explanation really as to why there's been such a gap since our last video was out. Because people have been asking.
Hi folks, BikerElfSquirrel here. I've just snuck into the garage while the other half is away. His bike's not in the garage at the moment, I'm just sat next to mine. Just to give you a bit of an update. A lot of people have been asking if I'll do any more videos. Yes, I will. We've had a rocky few months with an awful lot of stuff going on. We're in the process of moving house. I start a new job in a couple of weeks. Stuff going on with kids, so we've been really busy. So I have been going out on the bike, but I just have not been in the right frame of mind to video. There will be more videos coming out. I just wanted to say, yeah, I am still about, I am still riding. Maybe I'll get my test done this year. I really hope I do. It just depends on our life and what's going on. Both Chris and I work full time and the videos take up a lot of our time, and with other stuff going on it's just not been possible to put stuff out there. Anyway, so hopefully there'll be some stuff coming out sooner rather than later. I think Chris might be doing some sort of video. It may already be out by the time you see this. But just to say, yeah, I am still around, but life has just got in the way. So take care everybody, safe riding, and I'll see you all on the bike very soon.